Welcome back to another awesome episode of The Careful Boys, where we're extremely careful here.
Let's dance
I'm
around
pretty careful.
And we have a special guest today, Mr. Kunal.
Yay!
The famous Kunal.
The famous Kunal. Famous from Shang-Chi.
Oh.
That's the whole IMDb, Shang-Chi.
I mean, that's the biggest thing.
How many lines did you have in Shang-Chi?
Oh man, almost 3 or 4. I had a lot of like these faces though.
Good reaction.
That was good, yeah.
Actually, fun fact: the last shot of the movie is my face. Before the credits roll.
That's pretty cool.
Last shot of the movie is me and Stephanie Sue, who's also great.
Sick.
We're going like this.
Is that what the audition was? You just had to.
Show us a surprise.
What did they make you do for the audition?
They actually have the full scene. That first scene, which is it is a lot of that. It is a lot of like, what?
Do you go in knowing that's your strength and you just can't wait to hit them with it?
That I can make faces, good faces? Yeah.
You're like, I'm kind of an emoter, not to brag.
Yeah.
Just wait, you'll see my emotes.
They're really good. Some auditions that didn't go well, and as you're walking out the door, you're like, hang on, can I just do one thing? Can I emote for you real quick?
Was there like, did you shoot like a bunch and then it's all cutting room floor shit? And then you go see the movie, you're like, wow, cool, I'm glad I brought my fucking entire family.
You had like 3 monologues.
Yeah. I was actually one of the main characters, and then they kind of no.
Wait, Shang-Chi's that guy?
Mom, I swear to God, I was Shang-Chi. Yeah.
There was actually 20 rings. I was the other 10. They just
Got rid of the whole storyline.
Yeah.
too many rings.
You know, we're gonna do a reshoot with Simu as Shang-Chi just for see what happens.
Is it true that that Simo wasn't wearing the jacket? That was all just a green suit, and they put the jacket and the jeans on him?
Like CG?
Yeah.
They CG his jacket and his regular
That's what I
pants.
heard. And his jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his band.
Jeans?
That's what I heard. Yeah. He's just wearing a green screen suit. That's what I read.
I mean, obviously, I wasn't there for those shoot days, so I wouldn't know.
You're busy shooting the last scene and prepping for that one?
Yeah. I was shooting Shang-Chi 2, so. No, I wasn't.
Aww.
But that sounds insane.
Yeah, I don't know what I did. That's crazy.
Sounds like a lot of work.
So, such overkill. But I heard not one piece of denim touched his body, not one square inch of his body.
Why? Like he didn't want to?
That was in his
I don't know.
religious reasons.
I just picture him in that green suit with just the face showing, just from top to bottom.
CG'd his hair too.
Just to put a backpack on him?
But why though? Is he like anti-denim?
I don't know. I just read about a fucking article in Hollywood Reporter.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know, this isn't Ritesh.
But we did mention Kunal when we were talking to Ritesh.
But I had to bring it up because we kept on talking about Kunal while Ritesh was here, and he obviously does every movie with you, right?
Yeah. That's an R writer. We only work together.
He's coming with me.
A duo.
Yeah, we're a duo.
Who gets top billing?
They're like, deal, 4 lines.
We trade off. We trade off. Yeah, we trade off. We trade off in the last.
You
one.
guys share the same trailer, and then like when one of you guys doesn't want to do the line, it's like you send the other guy in.
Yeah, we're basically Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Do you have a good impression of Ritesh?
Oh no.
He has one of you.
He does? Can you do him doing me?
Didn't he do Kunal like slightly like last time? I feel like
You're racist, bro.
I feel like he did Kunal a little bit.
Did you just think he was me?
But then I don't know if it was like a parody of you because he just kept saying he was so cool. He's like, I'm Kunal, I'm so cool.
I do say that a lot. I do say that a lot. That's pretty good.
All right, we'll be listening for that today.
Did you guys live together?
No, we practically did though.
Practically,
Yeah.
just like we all practically live together.
Because like their whole circle of friends, like they were always over. Like there was always.
So you guys knew each other from the dance world, or like?
kind of just like UCI.
Because
Yeah.
you were close with Lawrence, right? And then you guys had
And
the comedy
this
crew.
guy,
Okay.
right? Right, Anthony?
Actually, I wanted to take this moment on camera to formally do something that I haven't done in like 10 years, and I probably should have.
Make out with Kunal.
I actually want to apologize to Kunal. This is what I did to you last time. I want to apologize to Kunal because there was a point in my me being serious.
real gay right now.
This is me being serious.
Okay.
It's getting real.
It was like 10 years ago, right before I was about to really take off into or try to have dance as my career, right? So I had quit my sales job when I was in Riverside, and I moved back home, blah, 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 right? So I was in this place where I had like no money, I was like living at home, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. And I started couch crashing at Lawrence's, right? Lawrence lived with Kunal, so I was also couch crashing at Kunal's, right? You remember that? North Hollywood?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay, so I was couch crashing, but you know that friend who's like such a fucking loser who doesn't know when to stop couch crashing?
Oh, yeah, I do know that.
And I'm talking like I was there when people would get home. I was there when they would leave for work.
And you're like, go have a good day at work. I'm such a good guy.
I'm like not necessarily cleaning up after other people. I'm being respectful of myself, but I'm not doing extra.
Yeah.
And then I remember there was a moment where finally like they had to have like a mini meeting.
Oh no.
And but they're friends, so they're trying to be like cool about it. But they're like, dude, like at the end of the day, it's like this fucking bum needs to like pay rent or something.
How long did you stay for?
I was probably like 2 months.
Wow.
I'd say the max is a month. Max is a month.
months?
Yeah, Max is like get on your fucking feet and figure shit out, you know.
Dude, I should have known you back then. I would have been like, dude, this is what you do.
I'm like you right now, right?
Yeah, you spread it out. You can stay for years and people won't even realize.
Wait, what do you mean spread it out?
You have many friends,
Take it cheap.
and then you go one
go on
week
tour.
here. 1 week's probably the max.
That's the problem though. All the friends were living
He
together.
never had many friends, is the problem.
See?
Okay.
Back to the point of the story. I want to thank you and apologize for that time when I was a bum. I'm now just a normal bum that knows that you shouldn't do 2 months. You can only do a couple weeks at a time.
So what did the talk look like? You know, when he went up and confronted.
Was it
you
while
guys?
you were
Yeah.
sleeping on the couch? They were just
No,
on
they
the
didn't
dining
include-
table?
They didn't include me in it. They didn't include me in the talk.
Did Lawrence tell you like, hey?
Lawrence had to tell me.
Oh.
Lawrence had to tell me. Lawrence is such a nice guy too, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, hey man, like the guys, we had to have a meeting and you're kind of staying here too long.
Was the thing that you needed to pay rent or leave?
Yeah.
So what got you
Oh.
into this position where you had no money, you had no place to stay, and you enjoyed freeloading off of your friends?
Enjoy.
When was this?
Got enjoyment out of it.
That had to be 2011.
Oh, okay. So if it was 2011, that means I had just gotten laid off from my old job, and that was a hard year for me because I had also broken up with my ex-girlfriend at the time.
So you just needed comfort.
Yeah. So I was just lost and low. And then so when I decided to choose dance as a career, it was a very starving artist kind of lifestyle. So I also picked up a sushi waiting job with Lawrence because Lawrence had worked there as with the turtles, exactly. So then because I was working with him and that was in La Cañada, even though my home where my parents are is in Boynton Park in OC. So there was no point in me trying to like go from OC all the way to La Cañada every day for my shift. So I would stay in North Hollywood, which is where they were living. And since Lawrence was training me at the sushi restaurant too, so it just made sense for me to stay there. But I totally overstayed my.
So what'd you do after? Are you like, okay, I'm gonna pay, or did you? leave?
What did you decide?
I ended up paying for a couple weeks because one of the roommates, Sui, was like he went to go do something else, so his bed was available. So I did that, and I obviously offered. I felt really bad and I offered, but the second he came back, I was just like, I'm done. I overstayed my welcome, and then I bounced.
Good job.
Yeah, and then I tried to get my shit together, and finally I'm facing my friend after all this time.
Yeah.
Even though I've seen him in between, but yeah.
Well, let me just say, now that you bring this up, I'm going to take this opportunity to say, I don't remember any of that.
It was so built up in your head, and there was nothing to this man.
I
Nothing.
like barely remember. Here's the thing, too.
Was it Tesh that was there? Is that
It was that.
He remembers more of the shits he took back then than this big thing that you built up for all this time.
Here's the thing. I think the reason why I don't really remember this is because you were probably like the 5th person that did that.
I was.
And we, like Matt Teo did that at the WeHo apartment, and then ended up finagling his way into a permanent roommate into the apartment.
I remember that.
And then in this WeHo apartment, the first place we lived in LA, there was 6 of us in a 3-bedroom apartment, right?
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. But then people just kept getting added. Like Lawrence and Tony were on a bunk bed. These guys were like
hella remember that,
26 years old in a bunk bed. But
With Layla, the dog.
yeah, with the dog. And then people just kept getting added because they like similar situations or something. And so by the end of the year, we had 10 people living.
It's a hostel.
Yeah, it was a hostel. Like just sleeping on the floor.
This is the one on Crescent Heights, right?
Yeah.
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 Oh,
Yeah,
your landlord loved you guys.
How come you guys didn't get caught by your neighbors or anything like that?
Dude, we had the chillest neighbors of all time.
They were doing it too.
Owners.
No,
That's how you know.
Probably.
Probably.
But we also had these neighbors below us that were an old couple. They were like a senior couple, but they were just the coolest people. Like we would literally go downstairs and run into them and be like, "Hey, sorry about the noise," because like we'd have parties and stuff, and they'd go, "It's okay, you're young, have fun." And we were like, "What's the?"
Today's video is brought to you by Feels. CBD is not about what you feel, it's about what you do not feel, such as stress, pain, anxiety, sleeplessness, all this crazy shit.
I've been liking Feels, you know why?
Why?
So I used to take it mainly at night, but now I started taking it during the day, and what I realized is sometimes Monday through Friday I got so much work on my mind. On the weekend when I'm trying to relax, I'm still like glued to work. You ever been like that? Where you're like thinking about stuff, you're like, oh man, I need to relax and be with the family, but sometimes I feel like I'm not really present because I might have too much anxiety thinking about other things.
I try jacking off. It doesn't work as good as Feels.
Yeah, I can't just jack off and then make me feel good when I play with my son. So it's easier if I take Feels, take a couple drops under the tongue, relaxes me, I'm more present, less stress, less anxiety, and it feels really, really good.
That's good. You know what's awesome about Feels too is that like it comes in this super discreet package. It shows up on your door, monthly subscription, super discreet, just in case you guys don't want anybody else to know how you feel.
Yeah. It's premium CBD, comes right to your door, and they have a customer hotline. So if you're like, oh man, it's my first time, I'm kind of scared, can someone walk me through this? You can call them, and you got the homie on the phone that'll walk you through the whole process. And if you become a member, they get to give you a discount, and you don't have to worry about it anymore because it'll just come regularly.
And it's super easy to use. You just put a few drops under your tongue, and you're just like, nyam, 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 nyam. And then, you know, you could have an unwind method like I do for my sleepless nights. I get so dang tossy and turny, but with the Feels, it just makes me feel all good. But the cool thing is, there's no hangover, you know. You just put a couple of drops on your tongue, and then you can feel it in minutes. And then for me, it just helps me relax and goes straight to sleep.
So yeah, it's super helpful. Check it out. Become a member today. Go to feels.com/offtherecord to get 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's FEALS.com/offtherecord to get 50% off your first order plus free shipping. Trust me, you're gonna feel good if you have problems sleeping or if you're dealing with anxiety. It's very helpful. It's premium CBD. Go to feals.com/offtherecord to get 50% off your first order plus free shipping. Start feeling better with Feels.
What happened?
So sick, dude.
I mean, they are living in
There was
Hollywood.
also a Kyle Dunn. There's also like a white guy. Anytime you got a white guy there, it's like I feel like you're safe.
It helps.
It does help. Remember, there were literally sometimes cops would pull up and like
They're like, tell the white guy to open the door.
all the minorities would go fucking hide in the rooms, and just the white guys would go out, and we'd be good. I swear this happened a lot.
Yeah,
I
since
shit you not.
college.
Yeah.
Since
The
college.
white guy's like, oh fuck, where's my sweater vest? No.
My Letterman jacket.
That'd be funny if you did that. That'd be funny if you did that and then the cops are fucking Chinese.
Have turned.
Or the white guy's like, hey, don't worry, we're just raping cheerleaders. And like, oh, okay, that's fine. Wow. That's normal shit.
Whoa.
See, only the white guy can say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what's going on, yeah, for sure. It's not me putting my neck on a guillotine every time I come here.
Wait, so before all of this, you guys known each other in college?
Yeah.
You guys went to UCI?
Yeah, we all
went to college together.
So that, like, how did that happen? Like, you met them too out there?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, we actually went to UCI.
I went to UCI.
Wait, you did too? I didn't know that.
I did, but by the time I was living in Costa Mesa, I had already dropped out to do dance shit.
Oh, okay. That's why. So when we were like kicking it a lot more, you were already out of UCI, which is why I never.
I didn't go to UCI at the same time as you. I went way later.
I just thought you fucking played video games and that was it.
I would when I would go over to that house, I would always like just like snoop in on Ryan to see what he was doing, because he's like interesting. He's an interesting motherfucker.
He's an interesting
he
dude
is.
when he talks.
He's so fascinating when he talks.
But he would either be like playing like this most random like JRPG, or he'd be like composing a symphony on his fucking keyboard. Like
Either or.
insane.
My favorite story about Ryan is like it was like 2001, and the worst thing that happened to him in 2001 is this Final Fantasy game ended weird.
And he cried.
It ended sadly, and that was
And I cried.
he cried about it. In 2001, the same year as 9/11, this motherfucker's crying about a Final Fantasy game, dude.
It really was. It was the same year.
How dare you,
They
dude?
asked me when was the last time I cried, and my mind instantly went to when I beat Final Fantasy X in 2001. And he goes, "Oh, same year as 9/11. Okay." And I was like, "Oh shit, it was."
You didn't even bring it up.
Yeah.
About 9/11.
Loves those RPGs though.
Wait, what was the weird ending?
Oh, it was just a very sad romantic ending.
Oh, okay.
And he was like crying about it.
Devastating.
Like, he was pretty bummed.
That's the last time I legitimately cried.
It moved him.
No.
That Hollywood house you guys
Through
were
all the disasters this country's been through.
that Hollywood house you guys were all a part of, was it like everyone's trying to pursue their lives and entertainment, or like what was it?
No, not yet, right?
Me and Lawrence had just started really going for it.
Acting and stuff? Yeah.
In the NoHo one, I had like just booked my first commercial, which was like a Wendy's commercial.
That's right.
Yeah, where I had to like stuff my face with burgers and spit it into a bucket, like
The spit
every
bucket.
day.
Yeah.
Why, you couldn't just eat it?
Well, here's the thing: we had to take 5 bites every take, and so every time our mouths were full. And by the end, there was 3 of us. We went through 100-something burgers.
Wow.
It was like insane.
Were they delicious?
No, they're cold.
Yeah,
They're cold. Yeah.
They look so good in the back. So the front doesn't look good. The back
Not
looks.
at all. Yeah, the front never looks good.
That's a Hollywood secret I learned that day. Was they call the camera? It's like the camera side, and so that backside is perfectly proportioned and looks great. But on our side, it was like smashed. And
The
it's like-
restaurant. It's the restaurant version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like bun.
Didn't you want to flip it upside down and eat it like this?
No, because it's cold. Because if it's hot, it'll like smush or the cheese will melt in a certain way.
It's cold.
The lettuce will turn all soft, so it's all cold.
How do they make the meat look like it's glistening when it's cold?
They spray stuff on it?
Yeah.
They lube it up, dude.
How did those bitches in the
why?
Carl's Jr. commercials do it?
Oh yeah.
While they're washing a car, right?
Yeah, they're washing the car. How the fuck did they do?
And then they go, and then the fucking
hear the
ketchup.
crisp.
Yeah.
Those used to be bangers.
But it was like very cum-like. It was always very cum-like, and I like that. I always liked that a lot.
There's like a fluffer who's on standby with like latex gloves,
Yeah.
and they're like kind of like the fucking there's an actual word for the term.
Who's that blonde they always use?
Cosmetologist or some shit.
Yeah.
For the Cars Jr. commercial?
They always use this same blonde for the Carl's Jr. one.
I think there was just different blondes, but they all look the same to you.
That's what it was.
They were all like really famous. It was
They're
like
all
Paris
really-
Hilton or something.
Yeah, it was everybody hot.
Yeah, it was
everybody hot back then.
Everybody was doing it.
I swear to God, Jessica Simpson did it.
Weren't you writing comedy before you started doing commercials? I remember you writing a lot of shit.
Well, when we moved into WeHo, me and Lawrence were like, let's make a YouTube channel. And so
Studios 64, 68.
Oh yeah, we
64, Studio 64 comedy.
somehow tricked Joe and Bart into doing a video at one point. I wonder if it's like still up there, but it was so,
That's right.
Is it Dom?
it was like that weird detective thing.
And we filmed it at your apartment, right? Yeah. Oh crap. What was that, like in 2010 or some shit?
Yeah, it had to be.
That's 10 years ago, dude.
12 years ago, brother.
Did you all go to the same classes and stuff at UCI? Like, how did actors and dancers all like get into the same friend group?
SPOP, yeah.
Spot.
Yeah, so there's this thing called SPOP, which is Student Parent Orientation Program.
That sounds whack.
It does sound.
Student parent.
Dude, hearing people talk about SPOP, because like I came way later, and whenever it would just get mentioned, everyone in the room would act like it was some like glorious thing. They would go, "Oh, SPOP, yes."
What?
I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Because what parents get involved by college?
Look, you gotta understand, right? First of all, it sounds exactly as whack as I'm gonna describe it. Right? It is that. I'm not gonna lie.
It just sounds like
Right?
student-teacher conference.
It's student-parent orientation program. So what happens is when you're an incoming freshman to go to like UCI in this instance, right? When you go there before curriculum starts, you go there during the summer to get your orientation. So you're going there, and usually you're staying there for the weekend, and that's where you're starting to learn about random stuff, campus life, where the dorms are, doing little tours, meeting with like an advisor initially to kind of help put your schedule together. It's all that normal shit to help an incoming freshman.
Why does your parents gotta be there? Is it? Hey, okay, hey, I'll
I think it just helps, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, you can use your line now. I am a very cool guy.
Yeah, I'm a cool guy.
Yeah, I'm a cool guy.
But in order to choose the people who are fit to kind of orientate incoming freshmen, what they try to do is they try to pull like an even representation of campus life. So they're usually selecting people from a very vast type of group of organizations, whether they be cultural clubs, sororities and fraternities, to blah blah
Dancers.
blah blah blah. Yeah, dance teams, martial arts, blah blah blah. Just so that there's kind of like a more holistic representation of what's possible. Therefore, different incoming freshmen might feel like they have somebody to like lean on. But behind the formal stuff is when we just fucking did drugs and got fucked up.
Okay, there it is.
Well, here's more.
Let's hail to Kumar right here, man. From the math team and the spelling bee team.
but also like when they were picking the people, like they also picked people that were like the most fun usually, or like had good personalities, and also some hotties. They picked a lot of hotties.
Yeah, no, go figure.
He made it.
That guy is a cool guy, bro.
I'm a cool guy. I'm a cool guy.
So you guys were a part of that group?
What a catchphrase.
Imagine this. This is also where a lot of us for the first time did like ecstasy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like in college. So it's kind of like you think you're a part of a student orientation program trying to facilitate shit for incoming freshmen, and then you end up embarking on one of the craziest personal life adventures yourself, thus bonding you to this group of people. You don't even give a fuck about the freshmen sometimes. You're just like, yo, that weekend was sick, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
UCI sees this and they're like, we're gonna cancel SPOP now.
They know.
They are. It's because of our year that they had to change the entire structure.
What?
Yeah, our year went too.
They said
crazy.
no to drugs?
So they dare. So after ours, because we had weekend orientations, they started doing the 1 day orientation, so it wouldn't get too crazy.
Damn, that's too bad.
That's hilarious, I think.
You guys ruined it for
Because it
everybody.
really did sound like this fabled, like, awesome thing.
Well, yeah, it was all about the training before, right? Because there was a semester of training before the actual orientation, and during that's when we all just partied together.
It was like a bonding thing, huh?
Yeah,
And there was this weird thing where, in order to make it feel like, I guess, neutral, you wouldn't disclose your affiliations or your organizations in the training. Some people would know, but it's like, oh yeah, obviously we're part of the same, fraternity or whatever. But you wouldn't go in there and be like, I'm part of this. It was just like humans on campus, and then you just like find your bonds, find your strengths, find your differences, blah 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 through the training, and then eventually at like the end of the training, you'd be like, oh, you're a part of this, you're a part of that. And so that was kind of an interesting little human.
So interesting.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Go fucking make some friends, Steve.
I can't. I keep alienating them.
you're a Kappa Sigma? Dude, you were rolling balls last night, and I was giving you a massage.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's cool.
Bondo.
My mom doesn't subscribe to you guys, right?